Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 1, Shlok 1. Dhritarashtra Uvacha Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samvetayutsavaha Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kim Kuruvata Sanjaya. Hare Krishna. This is the very first verse of the Bhagavad Gita. The speaker of the verse is Dhritarashtra, and the person being addressed is Sanjay. Srila Prabhupada explains that the very first verse of the Bhagavad Gita, it clearly reveals the root problem. When the root problem is clearly understood, the solution naturally becomes clear. The first verse of the Bhagavad Gita, it acts like a blueprint for the entire Gita. Let us understand who was Dhritarashtra. So Dhritarashtra was the king of Hastinapur, but however he was born blind, and because of this he did not receive the throne. The throne was given to his younger brother Pandu. Pandu had 5 sons: Yudhishthir, Bhim, Arjun, Nakul and Sahadev, known as the Pandavas, out of which Yudhishthir was the eldest, whereas Dhritarashtra had 100 sons known as the Kauravas, the eldest being Duryodhana. The difference between the Pandavas and the Kauravas was very clear. The Pandavas, since childhood, were very firmly established in righteousness or dharma and had taken full shelter of Lord Krishna, whereas the Kauravas were powerful, intelligent and strong, but they were firmly rooted in unrighteousness or adharma. This contrast is the very foundation of the Mahabharata war. The Pandavas only asked for their right, 5 villages. But apart from that, nothing else. Just 5 villages. Can you imagine that? They left their entire kingdom just for 5 villages. But Duryodhan, being the adharmi, being the egoistic prince, rejected the proposal. He said, "I'll not even give you the land equal to the tip of a needle." Srila Prabhupada explains that when greed and ego take over, a person's intelligence stops functioning properly. We see this even today, don't we? In corporate conflicts, property disputes, family quarrels. People already who have enough still want more, they are never satisfied. And in that greed, peace, relationships, and harmony are destroyed. In the very first verse, Dhritarashtra divides his family. He doesn't say our children. He says Mamaka, my sons, and Pandava, Pandu's sons. This is the very step of distinction. He does not consider his own brother's children to be his family. This reveals his deep attachment bias. Dhritarashtra knew that the Kurukshetra was a holy land, a place where righteousness unlimitedly prevails. He also knew that Lord Krishna was on the side of the Pandavas. He still asks, what are they doing? Why? Because he feared that in such a secret place, in the presence of Sri Krishna, his sons might give up the fight and might return without even battling, which would be a very big loss for them. Blinded by attachment to his children, he had completely forgotten the difference between right and wrong. Although he knew that his sons were wrong, he still wanted them to fight and win the war. What exactly is the real meaning of blindness? Srila Prabhupada teaches, material consciousness means I and mine. The sense of mine is where all problems begin. As long as something does not belong to us, we remain neutral. It doesn't really bother us. But the moment the word mind comes to it, truth, justice, dharma becomes secondary. This psychology is visible everywhere today, isn't it? When parents cannot see their own child's mistakes, when a boss justifies the wrong actions of his team, or when we defend our own ego at all costs. This is Dhritarashtra consciousness. Srila Prabhupada further explains that blindness due to attachment is far more dangerous than physical blindness. Sanjay was granted divine vision by Srila Vyasdev. Sitting in Hastinapur, he could see the entire battle of Kurukshetra as it unfolded. Dhritarashtra had eyes, but he couldn't see. He didn't have physical eyes, neither did he have spiritual eyes. Whereas Sanjay, he had eyes, and more importantly, he had true vision. He could distinguish between right and wrong, dharma and adharma. The message is very clear here. Having eyes is not enough. One must have spiritual vision and Krishna consciousness. Even today, we see educated and powerful people making poor decisions. Why is that? Because they lack true vision. Dhritarashtra had power, a kingdom, a vast army, but no vision. The Pandavas, however, had fewer resources, a less military strength, but still Krishna was with them because they were following dharma. Where Krishna is, there is victory. Srila Prabhupada famously says, Krishna means victory. Where Krishna is present, there is righteousness. There is the presence of goddess Lakshmi, the deity of fortune. And on Arjuna's chariot flag stood Hanuman, another symbol of victory. All signs pointed towards one result, and that is victory. The lessons we learn from this, the very first verse of the Bhagavad Gita teaches us a very powerful truth. Life itself is a battlefield. Neutrality is not possible. We are either on one side or the other. We can choose dharma or adharma. We cannot be in the middle. That's saying, yes, I am also a dharmic person, but I am also a dharmic. So that's really not possible. You have to choose between one. And that choice decides our entire life. When we place Krishna aside in our lives, no matter how intelligent, successful, or powerful we are, our defeat is certain. We are at a great loss, which we don't even understand. But even if we are weak, lacking resources or strength, if we stand firm with dharma and take shelter of Krishna, our victory is 100% guaranteed. This is not just ancient history. This is not only Mahabharata. It's today's life. It's our family life. It's our office life. It's our friend circle. It's our society. It's our mind today. And the Bhagavad Gita holds a mirror before us and asks us, whose side are you standing on? Duryodhan's or Yudhishthir's? The choice is yours. But whatever is your choice, you should be prepared for the consequences. Hare Krishna.